Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Gifted Hands 444, and we are back with another Spirit Says series, and this time it is a harsh truth edition. As the word states, harsh truth. It's not supposed to be comfortable. It's about addressing certain areas that we may have been ignoring, certain things that will impact our spirituality as well as our daily life. So I have three decks in front of me, each represented by a item. We have the clear quartz, the shell, and of course a feather. Anyone that your spirit is drawn to, that is the reading that you must see in this video. Timestamps will be below in the comment section, so if you want to fast forward to your section, that is fine. If you are drawn to more than one deck or item, then of course you're free to watch all of them or just the ones that you are divinely guided to. So I'll be back with my intro, and we're going to burn some sage, and we'll be right back. So we're back, and we're going to start with our green deck, which is represented by the shell. I personally like a lot of shells. I'm so obsessed with the sea. So we're going to start. I've been picking up on a lot of shadow work during this time, and also leading up to this reading. Various things happened, and I'm going to put that in the description. So if you're interested to hear what happened, just check the description, and then you can get a clearer understanding of it. If you like my channel, please like, share, subscribe, and join my community. I will really appreciate it. So let's get into it. Spirit ancestors, those that guide us, those that only mean us good, please give us clear and concise answers for this reading. I'll take a sip of my water. I'm going to sit your shell right there. Sit your shell right here. And we're going to get into reading. So, ancestors, what message, what harsh truth do you have for the collective? What harsh truth do they need to hear right now? Harsh truth or truths? What harsh truth do they need to hear right now? Alright, something flipped in my deck. Let's see what that is. It says, you can't claim the spirit of discernment, then call someone else evil for using theirs. Just because they don't practice like you. If your discernment only applies when it confirms your beliefs, it's not divine, it's bias. Alright, so that is calling out certain persons of this collective. Now, if you're into the habit of discrediting people based on their belief system and based off them not practicing what you practice, right, that is something that you should not do. Right? You can't call people evil, because technically in spirituality, there's no way of confirming for sure with solid evidence that this person is speaking the truth, because some persons are connected in other ways and their belief might not be yours, and of course we cannot discredit them just because. The only thing we can do is be discerning in what we take as truth, what we listen to, what we vibe with, what we connect with, right? Two cards dropped out of the deck, and I'm going to get them. Hold on. Alright, so I got it. Another blue card came out. It says, true spirituality isn't loud or flashy. It is a quiet personal journey. The deepest work is done in silence. You don't need incense clouds, gemstones, or online approval to be real. Spirit meets you in your stillness. excuse me, confirmation. So for the collective that has been maybe newly introduced to spirituality from the internet, Spirit is saying to you, spirituality is not flashy. It is not what is presented on the internet. True spirituality is developed through stillness, through your meditation, through your shadow work, through addressing your downfalls and places in your life and habits that you fall short. That is real spirituality. It's not all the flashy things. Even the sage, we don't need the sage right now, because true powerful spiritualists, they don't need all of these things. Many spiritualists connected with nature. Alright? Confirmation with the shell, nature, right? Let's see what it is. It says, you ask for feedback but ignore it. No, I posted a video, the video before this one, stating that there are signs everywhere, but are you ignoring them? And some of you were, right? Or the collective that was watching that video were ignoring some signs. So Spirit is saying, when you ask for confirmation on various things that you want to know, don't ignore it, because sometimes the signs come in the smallest and the most quiet ways. Remember, it says, this card says, Spirit meets you in your stillness, right? So sometimes you're there and the answer just comes to you, right? So right then and there, those are 3 things that we need to address. Look at the bottom of the deck, 1111, which is intuition, right? As we said, with the orange card that says ask for feedback but ignore it. So let's see, Spirit Ancestors, what card do you want to get this side of the collective? Alright, 555, which is change, right? So change is definitely needed here. It said change happens outside of your comfort zone, right? Time for change is now. The angels are whispering for you to trust your path and to learn how to walk it. Take the next step. Allow change to lift you up and guide you forward, right? So definitely there's change needed surrounding this habit of calling people evil, judging people based on them not practicing the same practice as you. There's also issues that we need to change about wanting to be like others, to have the splashiest spirituality, to have the spirituality that deceives, right? Because we have persons that do that. They deceive with their spirituality and play on the ignorance of others, right? Intuition at the bottom of the deck again with 1111. Now, I remember I said to you that there is deep shadow work here. So I took up this deck. I don't know why I took up the all-seeing eye. This is a deck that I made, right? I don't know why I took it up, but we're going to see right now. Spirit Ancestors, what message do you want to give this collective from this all-seeing eye deck confirmation? Ooh, I gotta release some energy here. Let's see. Alright, it says your intuition isn't a warning, it's confirmation. Confirmation on the intuition card. This is the three times now. 3 times is a charm. So Spirit is saying, listen to that intuition. The feedback that you need is there. It's coming through subtle ways. It's coming through your intuition, your inner knowing. You guys could be clear cognizant also, right? Let's see what this card is. It says your healing is changing the lives of those who come after you. So this is not only your spiritual journey, does not only impact you, it impacts your lineage, right? And even others that you meet after. It impacts all of you, right? So it's needed that you just need to fix all the issues that you may have or you may encounter that you need certain areas need fixing, right? And let's see what the shadow card has to say, because I took up this one and I thought to take it up. There's a lot of shadow decks I have today. Spirit Ancestors, what shadow card would you like to give this collective as relates to this harsh truth reading? All right, we have dependency. Find strength in self-sufficiency and empowerment. Now, dependency. This comes in many ways that I was thinking of as it relates to the harsh truth that you need. Remember, the card said that true spirituality does not come through approval from others, right? Do not be too dependent on the approval of others and what people think of you. Do not be dependent on the flashy things. So, for example, all the sages, all the crystals, you want to acquire all the crystals, all the tarot decks. You want different styles of decks. So you have eventually become a collector rather than a true spiritualist that you are ordained to be, right? So you need to make a change in that department, right? Make a change there. Become more independent, become more discerning, listen to your intuition a little bit more, right? And you shall see true transformation in your spiritual journey, right? This could be causing a lot of depression also. It says this too shall pass. Every storm brings a rainbow. Sadness, hopelessness, despair. So some of you could be looking at your spirituality, your spiritual development and say, or your life, and say, why is my life not moving the way that I want it to be? I have made many petitions. I have done a lot of spell work. I have done a lot of cord cutting. I have done a lot of readings. I have done a lot of offerings. Why is this not working? Confirmation with that. Spirit says it's because you're too dependent on the material things. You're too dependent on the material things. You refuse to listen to the subtle signs that they give you. They're giving you all the signs and confirmations that there is, but you're not listening. Yes. Let me take these up and let's move to our next deck. Hold on. Alright, so I went for something, and this card fell out of the deck. Pride. Some of you could have an ego problem going on here, right? It says true worth is measured by character, not accolades, right? Not accolades. And I was looking at the bottom of the harsh truth deck that I pulled for you, and it says you're not a healer, you're a hustler in holy robes. Spirit sees the motive, not just the aesthetics. Spirit sees the motive, not just the aesthetics. So listen to me. I know it can feel good to be in spirituality, right? And then you're doing readings for people. You say that you're healing people, but you're making money off of it, right? It can get to a point where the ego gets involved. You feel as if you're a little bit you're bigger than the source, right? That is what is happening here, right? This is something that can be fixed, right? It's nothing that is irredeemable, right? But we need to let go of this pride that we have going on here, right? Let's pull some tarot for you guys. So, spirit ancestors, what is this collective refusing to see? And we have the Five of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Five of Swords is all about, for me, is self-serving, right? It gives me self-serving vibes, all about you, all about your interests, right? But it's all fine and dandy to want to invest in self and care about self. But when does caring about yourself too much becomes ego-driven, right? So what is this collective refusing to see at this time? Alright, we have a disconnection here. Conflict and misunderstanding disrupt. Let me move this out of the way. You don't need to see that right now. So you realize moving the material things out of the way, because at the end of the day, the material things don't matter if you do not have a connection with the divine. So disconnection, misunderstanding, right? You guys are refusing to see that there's a disconnect between you and your spirituality. The humbleness that you should have, there's a disconnect here. All right. I saw the integrity card a while ago, so some of you are a little bit dishonest here. But there's a disconnection between the relationship between you and source or your higher self, whoever you believe in, right? What excuse are you hiding behind? I need to see that. What excuse is this collective hiding behind? We have self-limiting beliefs, 8 of swords at the bottom of the deck. What excuse are you hiding behind? The past. This came on the side, right? It's not really progressing, right? It's not progressive. It's not healing from the past. It's not outgrowing the past, but it's not stuck in the past. So you're using your past as an excuse to hide behind here. There's something that has to do with your self-belief, something a little ego-driven that you're hiding behind. Look at that. At the bottom of the deck, we have 9 of Pentacles, and it says luxury. Hiding behind the material things. You have an emotional attachment to material things, right? Nothing is wrong, but when does it cost you at the end, right? Oh, look at that. I was tapping my deck and I bent it. Something is going to happen. Right behind that, we have the devil. So, yeah, definitely we have some attachments here. Some negative attachments with material things. And it's something that needs to be addressed. Alright, what is this costing you? Spirit. Oh, okay. Harmony. And we have... yeah. Inequality. What is this? Yes, this is costing you emotional abundance, right? That 10 of Cups that you should have is costing you. Some of you could be holding on to material possessions to the point that is you have become a little bit more obsessive over it, becoming more needed to acquire it, right? But here's the thing though, there's an imbalance here, because some of you could be having a little money issues because you're clinging on to it so tightly. It's costing you in the physical as well as it's costing you in the spiritual. Confirmation. Bottom of the deck we have 8 of Cups. So Spirit is encouraging you to release egotistical and materialistic thinking, being a slave to them greens. I will say being a slave to the greens. What must you change now? That's what I want to see. What must you change now? I saw the 3 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. That means you're going to get some support here. You're not going to be alone here. What must... Hey. High Priestess. High Priestess. Listen. High Priestess. I'm not putting my cards over here because you can see the light, right? High Priestess. Yeah, you need to change the fact that you're not listening to your inner voice. You need to listen. What is that card? Something fell. I'm going to see what it is. I've got to show you. 9 of Pentacles reverse. Listen, if you like my channel, please like, share, subscribe. My name is Gifted Hands 444. I'm only for the truth and true transformation. This is a channel if you're ready to hear the truth. Listen, you need to release the materialistic ways. You guys are strong. You have the ability to overcome this that is stagnating you, right? Never forget it. But here we got the devil again. This is going to take a little bit of shadow work for you. It's definitely going to give you a run for your money. But Spirit says you have the strength to get through it. Regain your sense of abundance. Regain your sense of spirituality and your connection to the divine source. Touch grass. Go outside. You may be held down by a lot of responsibility, so you have monetized your spirituality, right? Or monetize various things that you have abandoned your true spirituality, and Spirit has a problem with that. What happens if you actually do let go of what happens if you actually let go of this materialism and start listening to your intuition? What will happen? Perseverance. You shall succeed here. Confirmation. I'm sorry, I do burp in my videos. It's usually an energy release because I take on a lot of energy when I'm reading, and also it's confirmation sometimes. So sometimes energy release, sometimes it's confirmation, because there's a lot of people here that I'm talking to. All right, so perseverance. You shall stand firm in opposition. What else will happen if they start listening to you, Spirit? Judgment. So there's a judgment call. You're going to be taking responsibility for past actions. So whatever happened in the past that you were hiding behind, you have to address it. Remember, you're not going to outrun it. Never. In spirituality, you never outrun shadow work. Here we got the 5 of Wands on the side. So yeah, there's going to be a resolution needed here as it relates to you. Right now we don't see where is this going. There's some hidden things coming. I see these as blessings coming in, but we're not going to give you too much on that. Spirit says you need to address this first, this issue here first, before we can move into that. It's a little bit of a surprise, right? Hierophant, so you need some structure here. And the Hierophant is religious or a spiritual card here. Alright? Yeah. Let's put up these. Yeah, let's see. Oh, let's see. I took up this deck. I don't know why I took it up, but let's see. On the table. So there's something here on the table. Let's see what on the table says. It says on the table, time to put your demands on the table and get serious about what you want. Ask for a raise, a promotion, or step up. We are really so there's a demand for change here. Spirit ancestors, what do you have for the collective from this day? Courage. It says ask what you are afraid of, so you can overcome what's holding you back now. There are leadership opportunities for the taking. Now this does not necessarily resonate to your career, and excuse me, it's not resonating to your career per se. It's resonating to your spiritual aspect, to say you need to take a step. Ask what are you afraid of? What are you hiding behind truly that is now affecting you? Right? We have a new life on the horizon for you. Right? There's a fresh start on the horizon for you. Alright, that card just flew. Alright, we have short term. This is not in reverse. This is not going to be something that is a horror come up situation. This is some deep shadow work that you will have to overcome. It's going to impact you for the long run. Right? It says you have all the tools that are needed here. Right? You have all the tools needed for this shadow work. Hold firm. Hold the standards. Right? We have justice. You may be asked to help someone out, or you may need a hand. So I saw the 3 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Remember, you're not alone. Spirit and your ancestral guys are here. They might send in physical people to help you out also, in the forms of lessons. Give Give deserve praise to others, and you will receive recognition too. Thank you, Spirit. And I saw the new life again. All right. Collective, I'm going to pull this last deck for you. This is my newest deck. It's called the Grimoire of Shadows. So definitely shadow work. So what does this collective need to hear at this time from this deck? And I will end their reading. Never use this deck, so you're the first collective getting a deck, a card from this deck. Let's see. Oh yeah. All right, we have a heart of nature. You're a part of all that grows. Let love connect you to the living world. It pulses, beats within your heart. So I told you to touch grass, so you need to touch some grass. Be more to nature. Spirituality lies in nature. Can't say I didn't tell you. It is. And then final card, we have the cosmic heart. Love connects all things. Feel the pulse of the universe within you. You are both the heartbeat and the silence. Bottom of the deck, we have spell of illumination. The fog is lifting. Light reveals what was hidden. Trust your soul's clear vision to guide you forward. So you're being guided forward here. Alright. So collective, that's something that you need to hear. Oh, hold on. There's something I forgot. I don't know why I forgot this deck. Alright, Spirit. What message? I combined this deck together. Don't know why, from last night. Let's see what messages are here. Seeds. So there's something growing in the background here. Thoughts and isolating. So there's shadow work here for you guys. Unconditional love, getting back to true love. And this is not in a love capacity. This is a genuine love for spirituality. Renewing back your connection with the divine here with the reunion card. Of course, we have the reflection card here. So you'll be doing some reflection here, some shadow work, and of course 555 change. You have the courage for this rebirth. Right? You have the courage to go forward here. Thank you, Spirit. And on bottom of the deck, your happiness is coming in. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for you, collective. Let's move to the other one. See you in the next part. Part 2, deck 2 with the feather. Yay. Alright, so I love feathers. I actually found this feather. Wait, why is my sage not burning? Alright, I'll get to that. What Spirit Ancestors, what messages do you have for this collective as it relates to... Hold on, let me burn my sage. Alright, so I think it's finally burning. Alright, Spirit Ancestors, what message do you have for the collective as it relates to their harsh truth? What harsh truth do they need to hear at this time so they best can grow? It's all for transformation. Excuse me. Alright, let's see. What does this collective need to hear at this time? This deck is incredibly hard to shuffle. Don't know why. Alright, so, and my sage is not burning again. Okay, let's move on. Alright, so collective, it says you shapeshift to fit in the crowd when you were always meant to stand out. So you guys are the black sheep. You're meant to stand out. You're meant to step in your power, right? So why are you trying to blend into the crowd? We have your gifts need protection, not performance. Everyone doesn't need to see what Spirit is doing through you. Sacred doesn't mean secret, but it does mean selective. Protect your gifts while they mature. No, so some of you are spiritually gifted. Of course, the Spirit says you shapeshift to fit in a crowd when you were always meant to stand out. So, of course, spirituality, especially when you're gifted, it's a lonely road because you have to find people to fit in with, and it's incredibly hard. I cannot, for the life of me, in all the years I've been here, find a suitable place to fit in. Right? I always choose to stand out. I never tried to fit in. I'm unique, and I always know that I was. So I definitely stood out the most, especially in my adult years. Right? So it's incredibly lonely for you guys. Spirit says your gifts need protection at this time. So if you guys are dreamers, if you guys are clairvoyant, claircognizant, clairsentient, clear everything, or even some unusual spiritual gifts that we hear very little about. Excuse me. Hear very little about. You guys could be developing that gifts right now, and right now, Spirit says you need to not display them. Don't put them on display because people have envy in them, and sometimes it can attract a lot of envious souls towards you, envious entities towards you. Right? Sacred does not mean secret, so it doesn't have to be a secret, but your gift is sacred. It's something that is not meant to be shared with any and everybody. Right? It needs protection at this time while they mature. Once they're mature, Spirit will give you the sign as to what to do with them. Right? It says they're not a twin flame. You're a trauma. They're a trauma reenactment. All right. So we have two issues happening here for this collective. We have those fitting into the crowd, and we have some. I think this could be, some people share both resonance with both of these. Some can be one or the other. But we have people with twin flames here. That I know that you're on the internet a lot, and you may see twin flames and stuff like that, and you may meet someone that you really like, and then you say, oh, this is my soulmate or my twin flame. No, you're not a twin flame. So it says they're a reenactment of your trauma. You attract people when you're in trauma. When you have trauma attached to you, you tend to attract the people that are there to siphon it, to make it worse. And sometimes it's a lesson that we need to hear or need to experience in that time. So let's see, Spirit. Very interested for this one. I'm even taking up this deck before my angel numbers. So Spirit, what does this collective need to hear at this time as it relates to these three cards? Let's see. Oh, ancestors fell out. So they're all over this thing. So the ancestral guides are present right now. Confirmation. They're here. We have a masculine here. So masculine, this twin flame could be masculine. You could be a feminine, or vice versa. These are just energies. No, we have assistants here with the spiritual guides. So your spiritual guides are here too. They're encouraging self-care on your path here, right? Because I see where this person has been triggering you to the point that it's really triggering your traumas, digging up a lot of things from the past as well. So Spirit is, and your spiritual guides, your ancestral guides, they're trying to put you in the zone of detachment from this situation. Know that most of these people that come into your life are all tests that you need to pass. All right. Now we have a family here. It says blood ties, inner circle, and remember, which is awakening. This has to do with spiritual gifts here. We have the ancestors. It fell right on the ancestral card. So definitely these are some spiritual gifts that are in your lineage, right? And your ancestral guides are here helping you to nurture those gifts in the right and positive way, right? Some of you may just be new to this spiritual thing and spiritual gifts. That's why they're on the side. Confirmation. So And there's some form of stubbornness here because my sage is not burning, and that is usually a sign. So your inner circle, your bloodline is definitely here. Some ancestral guys are here. All right, we have apology reverse. So yeah, someone is definitely refusing to apologize. Someone is quiet right now. This could be the masculine. All right. And then we have unexpected reverse. I think you guys knew this was coming eventually, and you guys prepared yourself for it. So when this person went silent, it wasn't a surprise. You just accepted it, right? Yeah. We have a cleansing, so there's a cleansing needed here. A purging of sorts, getting rid of something or someone here, because your happiness needed full attention here with the cleansing card. So you cleared out some negative energy, some negative people, negative things, and now your happiness is in there. You're harvesting the benefits of this happiness and removing. Some of you need to sage too, all right? With the negative energy that I spoke about, attracting negative entities too. Right? I think, honestly, guys, I think this reading is resonating with me a little bit. Come on now. We have a fire sign. So this person, this masculine could be a fire sign. You could be a fire sign also. Yeah, you could be a fire sign. So it could be a Leo, Aries, a Sagittarius, right? We have a drama queen here, so causing chaos. So this person could have been causing intentional chaos here. Yeah, this was a dramatic cutoff here. Dramatic. This person just disappeared. This person could have issues with nightlife, so they could be drinkers, could be addicts, or just being indulgent in unsafe or taking a risky type of lifestyle, I would say. We have a twin flame at the bottom of the deck. Of course, we tell you that this person is not a twin. This person is not a twin flame. They're trauma. All right. So we have a regret and a repression here. So someone is repressing some. It's a soul. Yeah, it's a person. You may have felt this person was a soulmate, or this person believes that you were a soulmate. There's a rebirth around this situation here going to happen, right? But there were toxicity, lots of toxic patterns here, or still are. Yeah, someone was trying to form a solid foundation, but they were afraid of gossip around this situation here and envy of this connection. Yeah, hold on. Oh, we got the karma. Hold on. So justice being served here. There's distance here between you and this person, and this was a dramatic cutoff, so that's why we had the distance here. All right, we have contracts, careers, and commitments, fulfillment, a wish fulfillment. You guys are taking charge of your life, so you're not putting your life on hold for this person. You are putting in the effort to continue on the same track that you are at. So your wishes are being fulfilled. Spirit is not leaving you out here. As it relates to your spiritual gifts, we have fulfillment and development of your spiritual gifts. You guys, those gifts are getting stronger. We have jealousy here. This has to do with the spirituality also. The spiritual gifts, you're forming a solid spiritual foundation. It's going to be some chatter around it when people realize what is happening and how special you are. Right? Not in an egotistical way, but just a factual way. We have a karma and justice balance. So there's a balancing of scales here. What was one unequal is becoming balanced. What was once asymmetrical is now symmetrical. There's no outrunning the karmic ties. There's no running the karma, outrunning the karma here. Karma will reach wherever, whoever, and wherever it should be at whatever time. Confirmation. That was for a cross watcher. Sorry, that was for a cross watcher. So you're not outrunning anything. Spirit is on your butt. I can tell you that. All right, let's move to our angel numbers. Let's take up these cards. So we see the overall energy for you guys. Let's see what was at the bottom of the deck for you guys. We have your addiction to distance is killing your focus. So some of you, this has to do with the relationship aspect too. You guys may have been thinking about this person a lot obsessively because of this distance, and it was killing your focus, so you had to distract yourself and move on to things to ensure that you're on the right track. It says your fear of failure is your biggest failure, right? It's that fear that keeps you in certain situations, but eventually spirit say, hey, you gotta get up, and you have to move. That's the thing. All right, angel numbers, spirit ancestors. What angel numbers? I'm a little bit jittery today. I didn't drink any coffee, but why am I jittery? Some of you could be coffee lovers. Oh yeah, coffee confirmation. I'm looking at a box that says coffee. All right, 333 says potential in reverse. So this person, yeah, there was no potential here. That's why it had to be cut off. In the state that it had to be cut off. And then, of course, Spirit says you do have the potential here as it relates to being on your own, standing out, and also your spiritual gifts. But it's not something that you need to attract energies to right now, right? It says your chance to reach your highest potential is here. Whether in relationship, spirituality, standing on your own 2 feet, as an individual, you have the highest potential here. Perseverance has gotten you to where you are. You have been through so much, and this guidance is here to show you that you're exactly where you need to be. 999, we are releasing, so there are certain things that you need to release. People pleasing, the need to show off and flaunt your gifts, that needs to be released. Releasing people too, romantic, personal relationships, those need to release as long as they're negative. Yeah. So let's see what shadow card is here for you. We have control at the bottom of the deck. So there's a sense of someone trying to control something here. We have desire, harnesses power to manifest dreams, not delusion. Longing, so there's longing and yearning here because of the distance between 2 parties here. There's a desire to show, to desire to be seen, to be accepted in groups also. So there's a shadow work that needs to be done here around desire, right? But we have fear coming out again. Face your darkness is the only way to find the guiding light. So you guys need to address the fear that you have. Is it that you have a fear of your relationship not working out? Do you have a fear of not being important, so you want to flaunt your gifts to be seen? Is it that confirmation? Is it that you want to be accepted so badly? Right? You wish you think you never find people that were fully accepting you. Oh my god. Okay. This may have been causing little depressive modes too. Yes, there you go. Rejection. So through the sting of being left out, we discover our inner worth. Right? So all of this, the rejection that you feel in any capacity as relates to this reading, all of this leads to the perfect blessing that you have and the lesson that you need to learn. We have control here. Again, I said the control. By letting go of the illusions of control, we open ourselves to genuine freedom. So, of course, judgment, judge less, understand more. So the scales, I said the scales are balancing here. There's a judgment. There was a judgment call made here. Oh, look at that. There's a judgment call made here. Someone felt some guilt here, as well as there was some deceit here. There you go. Guilt, deceit, judgment. What is this peeping out? Someone felt neglected. Yeah, so we have all of those issues. Some of you betrayal also. So we have all of those things too to really address spiritually. Yes. Let's see what is here for you. All seeing eye dead that sees everything. Let's see, spirit, what do you have for this collective? Sorry about the rocking. All right, we have this is your calling and you are ready. Yeah, as relates to spiritual gifts, you guys have the calling. It's ancestral. It's in your lineage. So, what is this one? It says you didn't fall off path. You're being recalibrated. right? So you're just because if something ended, friendships didn't work out, you were rejected out of a friend group recently, you have heard people talking behind your back recently, yeah, this is not going to stop your flow, right? We have you're entering a season of receiving, soften your guard. So you are entering a season of blessings and receiving here. So it's a very good thing, I might add. And it says you did not imagine it. The connection is so deep. So this connection with the relationship type was definitely so deep, and you were right to have strong feelings for someone, but Spirit had to put a halt on it. There's a divine intervention here. At the bottom of the deck, we have your boundaries are sacred. Honor them without apology. Right? So all of you in this collective need to honor those boundaries. Reinforce those boundaries. And look at that. We have your gift is awakening. Make room for it. So those spiritual gifts are being activated. Make room for those. Because once they start, man, it's going to be a wild ride. Alright, let's see. I'm going to pull this deck. It's a tarot deck. So if you like my channel, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment. I love comments. Alright, let's see. Spirit ancestors, what does this collective need to see as it relates to their heart's true reading? What are they refusing to see currently? What are they refusing to see? Alright, we have the Wheel of Fortune here, decisive moment, changes and life cycles here. And then we have the Three of Cups, which is really friendship, celebrating together, collaborative efforts and stuff like that. Pursuits, emotional pursuits. Spirit is saying that you're refusing to accept, or at least some of you are refusing to accept that there was a decisive moment that needed to happen here. Judgment call as relates to these unions, and various things that needed to be released. Because I saw the Nine of Swords here, regret. So there's some regret around it, emotional baggage, but it was for the best here. What excuse is the collective making at this time? What excuse are they hiding behind? We have the Page of Coins, which is a Page of Pentacles. It says no follow through. Learn from past mistakes and procrastination, underachieve and bad news. Hold on. We have the King of Cups and our warning moon, gaining wisdom, timing. The collective is hiding behind past mistakes that may have caused some emotional stir up here, some trauma, right? Maybe making up fantasies, so to speak, right? Not really losing their common sense as it relates to the reality that is in front of them, right? But you made a lot of heart-centered decisions rather than a logical decision, which is more of the king of swords, right? Because we have the King of Cups here, so most of it is emotional decisions, right? But you evaluated yourself and evaluated the condition that your unions were in, or your spiritual condition was in, and because of that, because of that, you guys have reevaluated yourself and seen new perspectives that you needed to see. You guys were dishonest with yourself. You felt that you didn't know what to do after this, after whatever happened, right? You were staying in a bit of a limbo state. You didn't know what to do, but Spirit was stepping in, right? Spirit says it was needed at that time. That test and that reevaluation was needed. What is this costing them, though? I want to see that. What is this costing them? All right, we have the Hierophant here. And we have the Empress. Really truly, this is causing you your structure, so your routine structures also. There was a huge shakeup in what you believe, right? It shakes up the very core of your empire here. And I just saw the death card. That means that there was some major transformation that you had to undergo, certain habits had to go. You are seeing yourself doing things that you didn't normally do because of this, right? And your creativity was didn't leave unscathed also, right? It didn't feel like oneself. But Spirit says this is going to change. Oh, what must change now? What must change? Yes, you're disconnected. The Ten of Cups reverse. Your imbalance that you're feeling right now. Getting rid of non-progressive unions, right? Non-progressive people that are not positive. Get rid of those ones that don't mean any good. King of Wands, the natural born leaders. You guys have the ability to get the things going here. You guys are visionaries always, right? We have the Eight of Wands here in reverse, so that means there was a loss of momentum coming here, and loss of momentum, but this is a good thing. Is your pace, your speed? Spirit has slowed you down significantly, right? Significantly. Even my voice, my tone of voice is a little bit more slower now, right? But you're going to regain this momentum that you have lost. But this momentum being lost is just for you to do some reflection, some shadow work, because there's a lot of regret, a lot of trauma to heal also around you, right? Some unresolved issues. What will happen if they address this? Excuse me. What will happen if they address this? Alright, we have the High Priestess in reverse. We have the Sun upright, so happiness. High Priestess is a repression here. Alright, we have the Three of Pentacles. So there's going to be unions that you do call in that are going to be collaborative. People that are a part of your soul tribe, I would say. You guys will be collaborating more with your spiritual guides to lead you to the right direction. I see happiness here, so your energy will change. That disconnected feeling that you're feeling now will come to a pass with the High Priestess in reverse. So the High Priestess reverse is disconnected. She's in the dark a lot. She doesn't use her intuition a lot. That's all going to shift. Alright? Yeah, and we have the equinox here. It says a few days is time to act now. So the Spirit says act now. Be more self-serving. Be more connected to self here. Prioritizing self and self-care. That's what's going to lead you to the next path. Alright. I don't know if I drew any angel cards. Oh yes, I did. Let's see. 333. I think yes. What message do you have for this collective right now, Spirit? And you know, I was thinking about it. I was all excited in the beginning of this reading, and then slowly my momentum slowed down a little bit. It kept slowing down, So, yeah, definitely, this was something, you're on a high. you're on a high at some point, and then spirit say, hey, you need to stop and you need to slow down. We have banishing spirit, sorry, banishing spell. Release what drains your spirit. When you free yourself from fear and heaviness, peace will return like dawn after night. So spirit says you need to release these unionships, release people pleasing tendencies, release trying to fit in everywhere, right? It's not going to do any good right now. And protect yourself also. Spell of shadow. Do not fear the darkness. It is where your strength is born. By facing what hides within you, you reclaim your power and peace. So go into hermit mode. Do your shadow work. Reclaim your power. Take care of yourself. Be more self-serving. Right? We have potion of insight. It said peace comes when the mind is clear. Release confusion. Allow truth to rise like light through mist. So release your confusion, do your shadow work that is needed at this time, because you guys know that is needed. Alright? You know that is needed. Let's see what is in this deck for you. This deck is unconventional to be in a reading like this, but you never know. There's always a message here. We have strategy. You need a step-by-step plan of attack to reach the next level. Get the advice of someone who is already where you want to go. So this really and truly, this is you reevaluating your plan and where you want to go next. Releasing all negative energy and knowing what is your next move in life. So you're not remaining stagnant. You're pushing forward with movement here with the horse. We're in the year of the horse, so we cannot be stagnant. You will make good progress now, and you'll be able to overcome any obstacle in your path. Big leaps forwards are possible. So you have the stamina, you have the determination to move forward. We have wealth here. You're working towards real wealth and prosperity. So you guys have not put away your goals, you're still working towards your goal. It says keep investing in yourself. So invest in yourself and look into long-term career planning. So you guys mostly are focused on your career path right now. And we have money matters. Money matters are a lot now. Watch your expense and save up for the future. You need to be prepared for the unexpected. So Spirit says prepare. And we have many choices here coming your way. You have options, even if you don't see them right now. Get creative and look around. Pull a card for each option to see what's best. And we have limitations reversed. So you guys have released some limiting beliefs about yourself. So yes. That's it for your reading for this second aspect. I will see you either in the next video, or let's go to the next video. Part 3, and we have the white deck to cover for this collective. Welcome to this side of the reading, and if you were at the other ones, welcome back. So we're going to pull some cards for you. So Spirit Ancestors, what messages does this section of the collective need to hear at this time as relates to their heart's truth reading? Alright, we have 2 flipping over. We have you play around with spirits you can't control. You confuse spirituality with escapism. There's no escape from demons in reality, in spirituality. This started out quite well. Listen, Lord, let's address it. Let's see what is at the bottom of the deck first. It says, yes, that was your intuition. Stop second guessing it. You felt it before you could explain it. That was the truth. Your gifts does not need outside approval to be valid. Discernment grows with trust. Alright, so you guys could be the type to excuse me, could be the type to be conjuring or what would I call it, evoking spirits. Or you could be the type to dabble in spiritual practices that may be close, or spiritualities that are just not associated with you. Spirit says you need to stop that. Listen, Remember, it says you confuse spirituality with escapism. This is not a walk in the park. This is not a vacation here, right? It's not something that you play around with. You don't play around with spirits, because every spirit requires a price. And what is the price that you're willing to pay? And not every spirit is willing to work with you. Some spirits want to siphon off of you, or worse. Listen, it's not a pity party, so we're not going to feel bad here. We're just going to be accountable for oneself, accountable for actions. There's no escape from demons in spirituality. So shadow work, you can't escape that. And when you make deals with the devil, deals with spirits, play around with the spirits, they will collect their pay at the end of the day. So let's, spirit ancestors, let's tap into this energy. And my sage is not burning once again. Listen, I'm not going to even focus on it right now. Alright, it says this is your calling and you are ready. And it says you're entering a season of forgiving. Soften your guard. So it says you are safe and want more. Expansion is your birthright. So this message is needed for you to expand, right? This message is definitely for you, because Spirit says this is your calling. There's a calling that is upon your life that you're ready for, but there's something that you need to address before we go into the season of giving here. It says the lesson was learned. No, choose differently than before. So hold on, I'm looking for a deck. I want to see what is here, because there is definitely an issue of wanting to dabble in everything, and that needs to be addressed. We have betrayal at the bottom of the deck. Be careful. Spirits can betray you. I'm telling you. They have no loyalty to you. Let's see, Spirit, what do you have for this collective? Alright, we have there you go. Obsession. Release the chains of thought and free the mind. What is this obsession that you guys have around spirits and dabbling into things that don't concern you? What is that issue? There is a clear obsession needed here. We have suppression here. Express, don't express. Authenticity is freeing. Sorry. We have restrain. So definitely you need to restrain from this. And we have censorship. And we have stagnancy. Movement, even if it's slow, is progress. Inactivity, stand still, rude. Listen, I think dabbling into, we got anger too. Use this fire to transform, not to destroy. Rage and frustration and resentment. This anger is pointing to the spirit. Some spirits are angry. Some spirits are definitely angry here, because why are you playing around with these spirits? Aren't you afraid of vengeance? Listen. 1, 2, 3. Vision. Your path will not look identical to anyone else. That is what makes you unique. Remember, as you stay the path that feels connected, the path will continue to lead you to alignment. Let your vision be as different as you are. Okay, now I see. You guys are dabbling to places that you're not supposed to be. The path that is prepared for you, that's where you need to be, is not what you are in. Maybe you thought that it was nice to go and see if I can conjure up a deity, or conjure up a spirit, or do something, go to the graveyard or some sort, and dabble in some hardcore dark witchcraft activities, dark magic, right? I've seen somebody cooking. It could be a kitchen witch, or someone cooking, conjuring something, making something, right? 666, we have reflection here. So there's some reflection needed here. There is an obsession with having power feeling that you have power over spirits, which you don't. Listen to me. And you guys are very persistent with it. Stubbornness. It's a sense of power that you want. But here, I got something for you. There's a lesson for you. There's a lesson. And this lesson is going to be harsh. I'm telling you. So take this as your sign to do some reevaluation. Take this as your sign to do some reevaluation with self. Right? The Spirit Ancestors, what messages is coming out for this collective from this deck? Alright, we have Epiphany, Breakthrough. We have Open, Proposal, and Commitment on the bottom of the deck. Transcendence. Before I comment on it, let's get some more. Pressure cooker. So they, yeah. Alright. So we have Epiphany, Breakthrough. You being in a state as you are, and doing the things that you do, conjuring, contacting spirits on a regular basis, making deals with these spirits, dabbling into things that you're not supposed to be in, dabbling in the path that you're not supposed to be in. And Spirit has told you multiple times, this is not the area for you. You may have thought there was a breakthrough here for you, right? And you have transcended to heights that unimaginable in the spiritual realm, right? But here's the thing. This is going to backfire eventually because we have a pressure cooker here. And anybody know a pressure cooker? When you try to open a pressure cooker when it's actively pressuring, that thing is going to lead to disaster. It's going to blow up in your face. Something is ready to explode. And hopefully when you see this message, you can leave unscathed. We have not facing the truth, irrational reasoning. So you guys can be irrational. When you get the spiritual signs to leave something alone, you guys are hard adhering to it. You're in denial. Oh, this is not going to happen. I have protected myself. I have put a protective barrier around myself spiritually. I'm protected. Nothing's going to happen to me. Really? Oh, we got integration here. What are you integrating with? I want to see. Oh, okay. We have writing down, keeping notes. I do believe that keeping notes is more of a monitoring type of energy. You guys may have been writing down certain things, but I think Spirit is monitoring you a little bit, keeping notes of things that you do. Alright, lesson learned, done. You guys have learned a lesson before, but I think it's tough because you guys have a love for, you have an obsession for power, and that power just needs to be fed. Right? We have a agreement and compromise here. Archangel Michael with the protection, prevented from harm and divine intervention. So, yeah, I think really and truly this is just, they're trying to intervene before bad things happen, but it's going to be up to you to listen. There's an activation here for you guys. So your higher self is telling you, and look at this, there you go. So you could be monitored. I get a bad feeling from this monitoring card. Well, two things. I get Spirit is watching you, keeping notes, keeping tabs, seeing what you're doing and things that you're indulging in. But there's also, I see a house being watched. Like there's entities residing in the house, and it feels as if they're surveilling you a little bit, watching every movement that you do. And you may feel uncomfortable, and sometimes you feel the essence of, or the feeling of someone watching. Excuse me, confirmation. We have faith and divine intervention. Twice that came out because the archangel has divine intervention. This has divine intervention, so 2 times, double confirmation. You're going to, yeah, you need to listen. There's a settlement agreement here that needs to be made. Yeah, there's an offer coming in. Hopefully. Alright. Regret. There may be an offering that's going to be presented to you by one of these entities that may seem good, attractive, but it's going to lead to regret here. Alright? We have a fire sign, so you could be a fire sign. Could work with the element of fire. What is that card? There's a card that does spell. We have TikTok, not the app. TikTok, time is running out. There's something being revealed here. Listen, I'm telling you, listen to me when I say to you that all hell is going to break loose. It's going to catch you by surprise. It's not going to be a comforting entity. It's not someone that is child's play. You're going to interact with something that has genuine power and high ranking. Right? Again, I did say that there's an offer here. Offer coming. It looks nice. Maybe offered power. What are you willing to sell your soul for? We have a renewal and a spark here. So you may be promised unimaginable spiritual abilities, something that's going to renew your spark, renew your life, right? But here there's many limitations to this here, many limitations, and I want you to look at this. Pay attention, because I'm just noticing this. Over here there's a hand reaching towards this person. They're in a house. They're in a house, and there's something reaching out to the person. Need I say more? I'm telling you. Hold on, but my table is moving. I'm telling you, there's going to be an offer that's not going to be good. This is a rotten offer. I can tell you, it's coming up. Your spirit guides are going to intervene here. It's I would say it's in your best interest that you don't accept this offer. They look beautiful on the outside. Yeah, we got an ascension, a pathfinder. Your spirit guides have an offer for you also, but that offer is your right path that you're supposed to be on, right? So you guys are powerful, you are gifted, you have a destiny, but you're being sidetracked and distracted here. Basically, you're a magnet. You're making yourself a magnet for low vibrational entities. And these, when I say low vibrational, these are not playful entities. These are not the baby level or the entry level entities. I'm talking about some real entities that are not so nice. Yeah, so we have a spiritual path. We have, ascension with the crickets, non-action. So you guys might know your path, but it's not as attractive. You rather this path where you can have ultimate power. You can conjure a lot of things. Maybe you're a medium. You could channel certain entities, certain spirits, right? Yeah. Man, this is not good. We have magnetic, so definitely unexpected. You are pulled towards this type of practice because the real path that you have is not so attractive to you, right? So you're searching. Maybe you have stumbled upon something like this on the internet previously, right? So you may have saw someone conjuring something, so you started to put it into practice, right? So you're researching a lot more to see how you can better deepen certain these rituals and practices that you have. But listen, you may feel comfortable in it, but you're operating in your south node, right? Because of issues that may have happened in the past. We have a escapade, and recalling, reminiscing about memories returning. Hold on. I see the Ace of Earth, so this entity could promise you upgrade in your physical life as it relates to material gain. But I believe it's going to feel like a vacation at first with the escapade card, but it's going to turn soul, because you're going to want to return back to where you once were. So yeah, let me take up these. But you need to release that obsession. That obsession is going to cost you. You see, and you hear it in my voice. I'm very serious, because that's what my energy is picking up on. It's not good. Alright, let's pull some tarot for you guys. Alright, spirit ancestors. Oh, look at that. Card is wet. I wanted to pull you to this card. It says, my card accidentally got wet. It says your addiction to distraction is killing your focus. And you carry ancestral curses that you refuse to break. You think curses are myth until they aren't. Listen to me, and listen very carefully. And man, I got a lot of messages coming in. It says magic without wisdom is dangerous. Magic without wisdom is dangerous. And that's when you invite things that should not be there. And look at this. You can't rebuke energy you keep inviting back with late night texts. No, this is not in the context of a relationship. This is in the context of spiritual work. You can't rebuke energy you keep inviting back. Listen to me. It's not good at all. Alright, spirit ancestors, what do you want to tell this collective that is watching this video? What do you have to tell them? What are they refusing to see at this time as it relates to this harsh truth reading? What are they refusing to see? We have the Emperor in reverse. So you guys are very stubborn. Spirit says you're refusing to see that you guys are stubborn. Probably even reckless as it relates to practices that you are implementing. Alright? Let's see. We have the Three of Wands reverse. So you guys are actively putting yourself in a trap of some sort. Right? You are restricting your true expansion and growth here through these practices. Look at this. We have the 10, sorry, not the 10, the 9 of Swords here. So this is going to cause a lot of anxiety and a lot of fear in you, and it's in the capacity of a house too, so you'll be in fear in your own house. And then we have acceptance, moving on and finding peace and contentment. That is the 5 of Cups in reverse. This is where we need you to be. Accepting the past to move on. Accepting that this is not your path and just move on. But it's the stubbornness that is going to determine if you're going to address this issue. So what excuse are they hiding behind, Spirit? What excuse are they hiding behind? Alright. We have, and these are all fire energy. Right, so it could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Queen of Wands. So confidence, charisma. You guys are hiding behind your confidence. We have excuse me. maybe in hindsight all of this is working out for you, right? But there's an underlying worry that there might be something wrong that you're doing, right? Another red card. It's already significant for you guys. You guys have to make the necessary steps with the 2 of Wands here. Yeah, make the necessary steps with it to make a decision here. It relates to justice. Know that everything has a cost and a cost and a cause and effect. So you can't just invite something, work with something, and not expect for it to collect at the end of the day, right? So you have to make active decisions to release this thing. All right. Listen, you have to stand up for yourself eventually. This is going to cost a pretty penny, I can tell you, or energy. All right, what is this costing them? Everything has a price. Remember that. Yeah, this is going to cost you your peace, mental peace here. You're going to be very reckless here with the Temperance in reverse. Possibly losing support systems around you, feeling unwelcome because people think you carry a certain energy around you, carry a certain energy with you when you come, because this entity is attached to you. Confirmation here. That was a 4 of Wands reverse. We have, and these are all the Wands. I think these are all the Wands cards except for the Sun. 5 of Wands here reverse. We see that you may this may cost you some because people are shunning you. This will cause cost you cooperation and help in the future. We have the Tower here. Tower is on the side, so you guys can avert this disaster from coming in. You can, but are you willing to take the risk to go towards? Because we have the Fool in reverse, and the Fool is very reckless. Right now your mind is just convinced that you need to do this because it's working out, but wait until the SHIT hits the fan. Alright, what must change, Spirit? What must change for this collective? Alright. Stuck in the past. So you need to release your past. Stop running away from your problems. So when these problems arise, you need to address them very, very wholeheartedly. Right? Don't become too repressed. Your repression should change. So if things are happening to you, you need to speak to someone that has more knowledge on it, right? So they can help you. What else would change, Spirit? So the things of the past will catch up with you eventually. And most of my cards are reversed, so this is really bad, I will say. So self-doubt will have to change. Your low confidence will have to change here if you address all these issues. There is a definite need for self-protection here. A pause here on what you're doing. Alright, what will happen if they do all of this, right? What will happen if they do all of this? Page of Swords. So you'll be learning a lot here from this lesson. We have the 6 of Wands flying on the ground in the upright. So success, alright, is nearing for you guys if you listen to this message. Possibly recognition also, because there's a need for recognition here. But if you work on all this, it's not going to be in an egotistical way. We have the Lovers here, so there's going to be partnerships, collaboration, harmonious partnerships, also harmony and union with your true spiritual path that you need to be on. Yeah, we have working with others, so 3 of Pentacles with collaboration here. collaboration with spirit also. You're going to have a flexible life, a lot of resources here, so your material life will be impacted in a positive way. You guys will be more creative, but watch for the devil at the bottom of the deck. Alright? So your obsessive behaviors, your constant need for attention, your constant need for validation, your constant need to feel power, have power. That is what's going to cause a downfall here. A major upheaval in your spirituality. Alright? Yeah. Man, I did not even pull this clarifying card for the other two groups, but I'm going to pull it for you guys because I feel the need to pull it. Now, this message is specifically for, and I'm thinking I should just pull out some out of my hand. Let's see. So sweet fragrance. So you may have a sweet fragrance collection, right? Like a citrusy type of fragrance collection, like a perfume, things that you spray on your body, like body mist, right? So that this message is definitely for you. Flickering lights, flickering candle flames. So this is the energy of the present. So if the presence that we're talking about, this energy, this entity, you have experienced that before or after watching this reading is definitely for you. Watch out for those flickering lights as well as candle lights and flames. We have a heartfelt confession. So there's something on the heart that needs to be released, and you know that. We have a sugar baby here, so you may be drawing attention from people that are older, and you're benefiting financially from all of this spiritual work. So you could have a, this entity could be a sexual type of entity that, like a succubus of some sort, something that increases sexual appeal, right? And because of that, you're more attractive, and you're attracting people that are more of sugar daddies or sugar type of people that give financial aid for sexual favors. That's it, right? That's a call a spade, right? We have Caribbean, so you could be from the Caribbean, right? Or been to the Caribbean recently with a partner. We have has or is the annoying neighbor. So you could have an annoying neighbor, or you are considered the annoying neighbor, right? Because of various disruptions in your household or apartment. We have a monkey year, so you could be born in the year of the monkey. So 1968, 1980, 1992, 2004, right? So those years, or someone close to you that was born in one of those years. 2016, 2020, 2016, yeah. We'll also have a goat here, a goat or a sheep year, which is 1967, 1979, 1991, 2003, and you may 2015 could be significant to you, or 2027, some plan that you have for 2027 or 2028 for the monkey year. So definitely that's the reading for no, that's not the reading. I keep forgetting certain things. Alright, Spirit, what do you have for this collective from this deck? You guys are much longer than I anticipated. We have money matters, so your finances will be affected here. It's a lot now because of certain things. Remember, it's costs. The energy that you're working with costs. They will take what is theirs, right? It doesn't last so long. It's temporary. So you need to watch your spending habits at this time, right? We have good luck, so definitely luck is not on your side right now because of the things that you're entertaining around you. But we have timing here. Is all in the timing right now. Pull another card to see if you need what you need to do, wait a while, or make a different decision. So in time you have a decision to make. We have honest work in reverse, so definitely you're not in an honest job right now, or an honest state of spirituality. You're not. have the courage, because we have courage here. Ask what you are afraid of so you can overcome what is holding you back. There's leadership opportunities for the taking, and we have long term. So this decision that you're going to make and this shadow work that you need to do is going to lead to long-term success, or it's going to impact you on a long-term basis. But watch this now, we have drama right behind the long-term, right? So beware of troublemakers in the workplace. It doesn't have to be workplace specifically, but I'm just looking at this person behind. So this is the entity behind. This is you being all stressed out, and this energy is just ciphering your energy. So the job that you want may have too much upheaval to bear. So a lot of things it causes, right? What are you willing to sacrifice, right? Keep the emotions and gossip in check. Yeah. And last card. Let's see what Spirit has for you from this deck, and then I will end your reading. If you like my Spirit Says series, please like, share, and subscribe. Join my community. Alright, this says Cosmic Gate. A new level of awareness is opening for you. Step through the doorway of possibilities and remember your infinite nature. So there's a new level of awareness opening for you. Things that you must be aware of, things that you must address, things that you need to change here surrounding ego and obsession. We have lunar blessing. The moon reminds you to honor your own cycles. Each phase of your journey holds beauty. Allow yourself to wax, worn, and bloom again. So you're being broken down to bloom again, and that's the essence here, right? And we have star alignment. Everything is unfolding in divine timing. Trust the stars to lead you exactly where you need to be. And you're being renewed on the inside out here. Infinite songs. Yes. So yeah, definitely not necessarily a nice reading that is going to invite laughter and stuff like that. Sometimes we need to hear the harshest truths, right? And this is the harsh truth reading, the message that you need to hear. So if this resonates with you, this is something that you need to address. Hopefully it works out to the best outcome possible for you guys. Again, it's your girl Gifted Hands 444. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. I release all negative energy from this collective and this reading at this time. Only the best. Ancestors guide us, protect us in the best way possible. Peace.